have a monkey in your pants?
Right then, this is a video response to sybersnake7. A link to his video will be down below in the description box thing. He recently put up a video saying, I think it was entitled, "Have you ever broke the bank for video games?" He basically summarised his video very briefly. He had bought his 100th game, I think, for his NTSC SNES boxed um, collection, but lo and behold, another couple of games popped up afterwards, 3 or 4 box games, and he really wanted them, but it would have been stressing things, or stretching things, I should say, a little bit financially. So a bit of a dilemma whether to buy them or not. He decided not to. He's going to go about it a different way or whatnot. But he asked, the community question was, have you ever broke the bank for video games? And this is quite relevant to myself, as you know, or you may not know if you've not been subscribed to me for very long. I was collecting NTSC SNES games with the SNES Quest. It was fun and all, but I had to give myself a bit of a kick up the ass, give myself a bit of a slap or a reality check. I can't remember how many games exactly I had, but it had gotten up to about £1,000 that I'd spent on it in a very short period of time. I'll actually be able to tell you how many games, because I've still got the collector's app thing that I used on my phone here. SNES Collector app, it's a good app. But I had 52 games, if that's accurate. And I'm sure it was like just short of £1,000. It was getting a bit silly, it was getting a bit crazy. I was beginning to think that I could be spending that money on something else, or do you know what I mean? It was getting daft. And like Jay, for example, I was the kind of person that I check eBay quite a lot, and if a game came up that I knew was rare or that was on my list and I knew or that I wanted, and it was maybe a particularly really good version of it, I found it very, 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 very hard not to buy it. And there were certain occasions where it certainly stretched me, and I should have been a bit more sensible, and I shouldn't have done it. It basically got out of control, but that's part of the reason why I stopped collecting SNES games, because a lot of the games that I wanted were still really expensive, and knowing me, if I'd seen them sitting on eBay or come up on a Facebook page, I probably would have bought them whether or not I could have afforded them at the time, which it's a bit silly for a hobby to financially stretch you in that sort of way. There's more important things that need to be paid at the end of the day. But yeah, my SNES buyer or collector at the time certainly got out of control, and it certainly stretched me financially. I paid silly prices for some games. Don't get me wrong, good games and whatever, but I probably bought them at the time when I shouldn't have, and some of them are really, really high, expensive games. It did stretch me quite a bit. You have to be sensible at the end of the day. And he also touched on the fact that apart from the playing the game side of things, the collecting for him and for Jay was, or is I should say, very addicting, and it is. And again, that's why I had to take myself out of the collecting of the SNES games, if that makes sense. Take a step back, a bit of reality check, because collectors, I think we've got something in us that it is addictive. For some reason, you enjoy buying as much as you enjoy playing, but I had to give myself a bit of a slap and take a step back and think, right, spending a lot of money here and buying some silly priced games where I maybe couldn't, or maybe I shouldn't have been at that period in time when I did buy them. So I agree with you, very addictive, and it's sometimes hard not to buy when you see a game that you really want, or it's in really, really good condition, or it's a little bit cheaper than what it normally goes for, or it's on your list and you really want it. It's hard not to buy it. So certainly that's why I took a step back for the SNES collecting side of things. But yeah, collecting has pushed me financially in the past, but I think I've been a lot more sensible recently, to be honest with you, taking a bit of a step back from collecting while I sort of think of my plans and what I'm doing, try to be a wee bit more sensible about it. But I think that's the main thing at the end of the day. Be sensible about it. It's a hobby. And as Jay's doing, there's other ways of getting what you want at the end of the day, whether that's through saving or something else rather than just, ooh, there's a game there on eBay. That's a game that I really want. It's on my list. It's quite expensive. I can't really afford to buy. Boom, and just buy it. Impulse buying. I used to be really, really bad for eBay impulse buying. I could be lying in bed at night browsing eBay for NTSC SNES games in America and whatever, and come across a game and go, oh, that's a game that I really want. I know it's really rare. I know it's really expensive. Boom, and I just buy it before I know what I'm doing. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. But you have to be sensible, and sometimes I think you do have to take a step back or rethink your plans as well at the end of the day, because it's not worth stretching yourself financially or whatever for the sake of collecting games, which ultimately are potentially still going to be there in 6 months' time when you've got the money, and if they're not, they'll probably will come up again. But anyway, that was my video response to Jay sybersnake7. I'll put a link down to his video down below. Please go check him out. Awesome YouTuber. But yeah, has stretched me, or I have broke the bank buying games in the past, but try to be a bit more sensible. Use the noggin and not just go willy-nilly eBay mad impulse buying. eBay is dangerous when you like to collect stuff. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. But as always, guys, thank you much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Look at my beautiful Spectrum t-shirt. It's amazing. And I will catch you next time.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?